The Cold War. It was a time of tension, a period marked by an ever-present sense of unease. It was a time of fear, where the threat of nuclear war was a constant shadow over daily life. It was a period of intense geopolitical rivalry between the United States and the Soviet Union lasting from the end of World War II until the early 1990s. This rivalry was not just a political standoff but a battle for global influence and supremacy. This rivalry permeated every aspect of global affairs, from politics and economics to culture and, most significantly, military technology. The world was divided into two camps, each trying to outdo the other in every conceivable way. Both superpowers engaged in a relentless arms race, striving to outdo each other in developing the most formidable weapon systems imaginable. The stakes were incredibly high, and the consequences of falling behind were unthinkable. Nowhere was this competition more intense than in the realm of fighter aircraft. The skies became a new battleground, where technological superiority could mean the difference between victory and defeat. The Cold War cast a long shadow over the world, influencing international relations and domestic policies alike. The division between NATO and the Warsaw Pact symbolized the ideological chasm that separated East from West. It was a time when the threat of nuclear annihilation loomed large. The doctrine of mutually assured destruction ensured that both sides amassed vast arsenals of nuclear weapons, each capable of obliterating the other. Both sides amassed vast arsenals of nuclear weapons, creating a precarious balance of power. The world held its breath, hoping that this terrifying standoff would never escalate into open conflict. The world watched with bated breath, hoping that this terrifying standoff would never escalate into open conflict. The fear of a nuclear holocaust was a constant undercurrent in the lives of millions. The rivalry, however, fueled an unprecedented period of technological innovation. The space race, for instance, saw both nations striving to achieve milestones in space exploration, each success a testament to their technological prowess. This was particularly evident in the field of aerospace engineering. The quest for air superiority drove rapid advancements in aircraft design, propulsion, and avionics. The quest for air superiority became paramount. Fighter jets were not just tools of war, but symbols of national pride and technological achievement. Each superpower sought to develop fighter jets that could outperform and outmaneuver those of their adversary. The skies were a theater of competition where only the best could dominate. This drive for dominance led to the creation of some of the most iconic and technologically advanced aircraft ever conceived. These machines were marvels of engineering, each representing the pinnacle of their respective nations' capabilities. Among these, two stand out as enduring symbols of this era: the American F-15 Eagle and the Soviet Su-27 flanker. These aircraft were more than just machines. They were embodiments of the ideologies and technological prowess of their creators. These aircraft, more than just machines of war, represented the clashing ideologies and technological prowess of the two superpowers. They were the physical manifestations of a conflict that was as much about ideas as it was about military might. Their development, design, and capabilities offer a fascinating window into the Cold War's impact on military aviation. Each innovation, each breakthrough was a response to the other side's advancements, a never-ending cycle of competition and improvement. Their stories are intertwined, each a reaction to the other, a testament to the era's high-stakes chess game played out in the skies. The legacy of these aircraft continues to influence modern military aviation, a reminder of a time when the world teetered on the brink of destruction. The F-15 Eagle, a symbol of American air power, was born out of necessity. This aircraft was not just another addition to the fleet, it was a game-changer, designed to address the critical gaps that had been exposed in previous conflicts. The Vietnam War had exposed critical weaknesses in the U.S. Air Force's existing fighter fleet. The jets that were once considered state-of-the-art were now struggling to keep up with the demands of modern aerial combat. American pilots were facing a surprisingly capable enemy in the skies over Vietnam. The North Vietnamese, equipped with Soviet technology, were proving to be a formidable force. Soviet-supplied MiG fighters were proving to be formidable adversaries. These aircraft were agile, fast, and well-armed, making them a significant threat to American air superiority. The need for a new superior fighter was evident. The U.S. Air Force needed an aircraft that could not only match, but surpass the capabilities of the MiGs. The U.S. Air Force initiated the FX program in the 1960s to develop a next-generation air superiority fighter. This program was a top priority, with the goal of creating an aircraft that could dominate the skies. This new aircraft would need to be faster, more maneuverable, and more heavily armed than anything in existence. Engineers and designers worked tirelessly, pushing the boundaries of technology and innovation. It would need to dominate any opponent it encountered. The stakes were high and failure was not an option. The future of aerial combat was at stake, and the pressure was immense. The future of aerial combat was at stake. The new fighter had to be a game-changer, capable of outmaneuvering and outgunning any adversary it faced. McDonnell Douglas, later merged with Boeing, answered the call with their groundbreaking design. The F-15 Eagle was born from this intense period of innovation and development. The F-15 Eagle, with its sleek swept-wing design and powerful twin engines, was a radical departure from previous fighters. Its design was not only aesthetically pleasing but also highly functional, providing superior aerodynamics and performance. It boasted an impressive array of weaponry, including a 20mm cannon and air-to-air missiles. This arsenal made the F-15 a formidable opponent in any dogfight. Its speed and maneuverability were unmatched. The F-15 could reach speeds of over 1,600 miles per hour and perform complex aerial maneuvers with ease. The F-15 first took to the skies in 1972. This maiden flight marked the beginning of a new era in air combat. It quickly proved its worth. During early trials and test flights, the F-15 demonstrated its superior capabilities, impressing both pilots and military officials. The Eagle was everything the Air Force had hoped for and more. It exceeded expectations in every aspect, from speed and agility to firepower and durability. It was an instant success. The F-15 quickly became a favorite among pilots who praised its exceptional handling and devastating firepower. Pilots lauded its exceptional handling and devastating firepower. The F-15 gave them the confidence to take on any adversary, knowing they had the best aircraft in the sky. The F-15 became the cornerstone of American air power, deployed to protect U.S. interests around the globe. Its presence was a deterrent to potential adversaries and a reassurance to allies. It amassed an unparalleled combat record, scoring over 100 aerial victories without a single loss in air-to-air combat. The F-15 Eagle's legacy is one of dominance and excellence, a true testament to American ingenuity and determination. The Soviet Union, never one to be outdone, watched the development of the F-15 with keen interest. The Americans had set a new benchmark in aerial combat, and the Soviets were determined not to fall behind. Soviet engineers knew they had to respond. The challenge was immense, but the Soviet Union had a long history of rising to such occasions. The Kremlin tasked its own design bureaus with creating a counter to this new American threat. The stakes were high, and the pressure was on to deliver a fighter jet that could rival the F-15. The result was the Sukhoi Su-27 flanker, a fighter jet that would become synonymous with Soviet and later Russian air power. This aircraft was not just a response, it was a statement of Soviet engineering prowess. The Su-27, like the F-15, was designed to be an air superiority fighter. Its primary mission was to dominate the skies and ensure that Soviet airspace remained inviolable. Its mission was to engage and defeat enemy aircraft in aerial combat. The Su-27 was built to excel in dogfights, where agility and speed were crucial. However, the Soviet approach to fighter design differed significantly from the American philosophy. While the Americans focused on advanced avionics and stealth, the Soviets prioritized other aspects. Soviet aircraft were often designed with a focus on maneuverability and ruggedness, sometimes at the expense of advanced avionics and stealth capabilities. This approach was rooted in the belief that a more agile and durable aircraft would have a better chance of surviving and succeeding in combat. The Su-27 was no exception. It embodied the Soviet design philosophy, emphasizing agility and power. It was a large, powerful aircraft with a blended wing-body design that gave it exceptional agility. This design allowed the Su-27 to perform high-G maneuvers with ease, making it a formidable opponent in dogfights. It could outmaneuver many Western fighters, including early versions of the F-15. This capability was a significant advantage in aerial combat, where the ability to outturn an opponent could mean the difference between victory and defeat. The flanker was also heavily armed. It was equipped with a variety of weapons to ensure it could handle any threat. It carried a formidable array of air-to-air missiles. These missiles were designed to engage enemy aircraft at various ranges, giving the Su-27 a versatile and lethal arsenal. It was designed to go head-to-head with the best the West could throw at it. The Su-27 was built to be a match for any Western fighter, ensuring that the Soviet Union could maintain air superiority. The Su-27 made its maiden flight in 1977. This marked the beginning of a new era in Soviet aviation. It entered service with the Soviet Air Force in the 1980s. The introduction of the Su-27 into active service was a significant milestone for the Soviet military. The flanker was a formidable opponent, capable of challenging the F-15's dominance in the skies. Its presence forced Western air forces to reconsider their strategies and capabilities. It represented a significant leap forward for Soviet military aviation. The development and deployment of the Su-27 showcased the Soviet Union's ability to innovate and compete on the global stage. It signaled the Soviet Union's determination to match the US in the race for air superiority. The Su-27 was more than just an aircraft. It was a symbol of Soviet resilience and ambition in the face of global competition.